Okay, number one. X to the 3/5 power plus 17 is equal to 9. All right, I'm going to subtract 17 from both sides. All right, -8 on the right. All right, I'm going to raise this to the 1/3 because I always want to handle the top number first. And it's odd, so everything's good. This is going to be X to the 1/5 because the 3's cancel equals negative. Again, the root is odd. I can bring out the negative, and the cubed root of 8 is going to be 2. I'm going to raise each side to the 5th power. So X is equal to, again, odd root. The negative comes out, and 2 to the 5th power, which is just 32. All right, number 2. I'm going to subtract 47 from both sides, right? Trying to isolate X. So we're going to get -2 X 3/4 equals -54. Divide both sides by 2, -2. All right, left hand side, -2's cancel. Right hand side, we're going to get, the negatives are going to cancel, and this is going to make 54 divided by -2, 27. Are looking at the top number first. Always the top number first. This is 1/3 power, 1/3 power. So X, so 1/4, because the 3's are canceling, and then the cubed root of 27. So 3 times 3 times 3 is just 3. Right, because 27 broken down gives you 3 3's, cubed root, group of 3's. All right. Taking the power 4 to both sides. Left hand side, it cancels. So X is equal to whatever 3 to the 4th power is. So 27 times 3, 81. All right, number 3. I'm going to add 39 to both sides. 1/3 X to the 5 halves is equal to 9, 10, 11, carry the 1, 81. So as you go through these, you're going to start recognizing kind of like the same numbers popping up every time. So multiply both sides by 3. We're going to get cancels on the left. So x to the 5 halves is equal to 81 times 3. So 243. I'm going to do the 1/5 power. Again, doing the top number first, the numerator. The left-hand side, x, the 1/2, is equal to whatever the 5th root of 243 is. Let's see. 243. 3 and 81. 327. 3 and 9. 3 and 3. 5th root is going to be a group of 5. So basically 3. Now we square both sides. And we see that x is equal to 9. All right, number 4. If you haven't checked it out already, the main lesson video I have, how to algebra, I go over this exact example, as well as number 5. All right, number 6. So first step, subtract 29. I'm going to get negative 3. X minus 2 4/5 is equal to 39 plus 9, 48. Negative 48. Divide both sides by negative 3. Cancels on the left. X minus 2 4/5 is equal to negatives cancel. 48 divided by 3, 16. Right? 3 goes into 4 once. 3 goes into 18 6 times. Okay, so this is our first occurrence where the numerator is even. So because the numerator is even, we know we're going to need a plus or minus. That's just what we commit to memory. That's just what we commit to memory. So this is going to be 1/4, both sides, and then plus or minus. So what am I saying? We have x minus 2, the 1/5 power, because the 4s are going to cancel. This is equal to plus or minus whatever the 4th root of 16 is. I have a feeling it's going to be 2. So 16 is going to be 2 and 8. 8 is 2 and 4. 4 is 2 and 2. And groups of 4 because it's 4th root. So 2. All right. Power 5 to both sides. 5 is an odd number, so plus or minus can come out. And 2 to the 5th power. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So x minus 2, right, because on the left-hand side, the 5s cancel, is equal to plus or minus 32. Adding 2, both sides, we're going to get x is equal to 32 plus 2, 34. And x is equal to negative 32 plus 2, which is negative 30. And again, we have to go back and check these answers. I'll leave that to you. So the big takeaway here is that when the numerator is even, you have to use the plus or minus. Otherwise, you're only going to get half the answer. All right, number 7. X to the negative 3 halves is equal to 1 over 729. All right, a couple different thoughts here. First thing is that it's negative. So you may have the instincts of flipping it, right? Because we know we don't like negative exponents. However, given what we just learned, right, in all these examples, we're multiplying by the top number, right? Well, the power of the top number. So let's just stick to the script, right? The top number is 3. Technically, it's negative 3. So I can do negative 1/3. Both sides, negative 1/3. Right, the negatives are going to cancel, and so are the 3's. So we're going to get x to the 1/2 positive is equal to whatever the cube root of 729 is. Probably it's going to be 9. So 729. If we use 9, this is going to be, I mean, could I use 3? I could use 3, but, I'm nice. So let's use 9. So 9 is going to go into 72, 8, and 1, and then 9 and 9. So cubed root means I need to pull out a group of 3. So 3 9s. And because the exponent is negative, right? Because this is essentially 1 over 9. And then because it's negative, it's going to flip it. So basically, it's just going to be 9. Square both sides. X is equal to 81. Right, 9 squared. All right, number 8. So here, step 1, 1/5 power. So notice, right, if you didn't do the 1/5 power, and let's say you wanted to cube both sides first, look what's going to happen to the left-hand side, right? You're going to get 3,125 cubed, which is a very large number. And to take a 5th root of a very large number, you will definitely be there for a minute trying to calculate all the little factors. So that's why we handled the top number first. So 5th root of 3,125. I feel like it's going to be a 5 in the answer. So 5 times, was it 625? Again, using 5, 125. 5 and 25, 5 and 5. So again, 5th root, group of 5. It's just going to be 5. So 5 is equal to negative 1 minus 18x 1/3. Cubing both sides. So 5 cubed, 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125. 125 is equal to negative 1, negative 18x. Adding 1 to both sides, 126, it's a weird number, minus 18x. Divide both sides by negative 18. All right, so is this even? Like it's going to be even. So 6 goes into the top number 21 times. 6 goes into the bottom number 3 times. Okay, so it's going to be -7. So x is equal to -7. All right, moving on. Keep it moving. So we're going to what do you think? We could subtract 10 from both sides. I don't like this fraction though. What if we clear the fraction? If we clear the fraction, we're still going to end up with the fraction because we're going to have to divide by 4 at some point. Does it really matter? So if we clear the fraction, meaning multiply everything by 2, this is going to be, right, multiply everything by 2. It's going to be 8 x to the -3/4 plus 20 is equal to 21. Minus 20, so 8x -3/4 equals +1. That's nice. Divide both sides by 8. So x is equal, no. All right, x -3/4 is equal to 1/8. All right, I'm going to multiply or raise this to -1/3. All right, x 1/4 equals cubed root of 8. Cubed root of 8 is 2. It's negative, so 1/2. I'm going to make the negative positive, so it's just 2. All right, you see what I'm saying? Is that 1/8, the -1/3 power, is basically 1/2. But because the exponent is negative, use the reciprocal, like we flip it, and then it just becomes 2. All right. Power 4 to both sides, whatever 2 to the 4th power is. So x is going to be 16. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So x is equal 16. Did we have to multiply by 2 in the beginning? No, but it did make it easier to handle because we're dealing with fractions less. All right, last one. I always have a feeling the last one's the most difficult. So let's see. Subtracting 2 from both sides. Left-hand side, we're going to get -648 is equal to -365 x 3/2. Divide both sides by 3 first. -3. We're going to get, so the negatives cancel. 3 goes into 6 twice. 3 goes into 4 once. 3 goes into 18 6 times. Equals 65 minus x 3/2. All right, 1/3 power, both sides. 3's cancel. So 216. So if I use 2, this will be base 2. Yeah, let's use 2. So 1 08. Using 2 again, 54. 2 is going to be 27. 3 and 9. 3 and 3. So this is a cubed root. So I want groups of 3. Those are 2. I went off the screen. Okay, well, either way, it's 2 and 3. So 2 times 3, right, because you're multiplying when they come out, is going to be 6. So this is going to be 6 is equal to 65 minus x, 1/2 power. Square both sides. We're going to get 36 is equal to 65 minus x. Subtracting 65 from both sides. So negative 29 is equal to negative x. So x is equal to 29.